Gentlemen, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you can hear me. You're here with myself, Ocean Chief, and Icewind as we're looking to commentate another race for VRL. And as you can see on the screen there, it is raining. It looks like it's raining pretty hard, actually. So, yes, Ice, how's it going, man? How are you today?
Side McLaren is well, I'm not going to try to do the maths, but as far as I've been told by Danny Coe, who is actually our birthday boy, right? So
Yep.
congratulations, Danny. Happy birthday, 18, I believe. So yeah. And what a way would it be for Danny to clinch the McLaren constructors here with Cosi today?
Yeah, and he's been on a tear. We were talking off stream there. He's been on a tear recently. He didn't have the best start to the season, but recently in the last 4 or 5 races, he's been
Yep.
consistently on the podium and challenging for the wins. And I think he's eager to kind of continue that trend today. So we'll keep an eye on Danny Boy, the birthday boy.
Yep, I saw him disconnected just a few minutes ago, so I wonder if he's actually back. So let's hope that he doesn't have any issues there.
Yeah, and we saw just before the stream started there officially, we had the EGL promo. So that is this Friday. There's a lot of hype behind that. We've got VRL are going to be one of the leagues taking part in that series, and I believe some of the drivers are here today. So Light Cruiser will be in there. I believe Smeltino Cozzi, who's extremely fast, and I think Danny even got asked to drive for VRL, but I managed to nab him first for SLR. So yeah, I'm hoping he does continue that podium trend right into the EGL tournament as well. But you can just see I'm on board with Keyboard Magnussen here, and you can just see how treacherous the conditions are. Looks like heavy rain, and he's on the enters at the minute.
And I've seen another guy out there gone out on the full wet, so let's see what's the better choice at this point in time. So Keyboard Magnussen choosing to go out on inters, that's a bold choice because it looks like it's raining hard.
Yeah, it really does. And I'm seeing in chat Smeltino saying me no drive, so I wonder if that means he's on a qualifying ban or something like that, because he is in the session, but he has not left the garage just yet.
Danico also still in the pits. I wonder did he actually get back, if I can throw him an invite. I don't see him online on Steam either.
Oh,
So
just to correct myself there, Smeltino is not driving an EGL.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean he's one of the faster guys in VRL, so kind of surprised to hear that. So I'm sure VRL are putting up some pretty decent drivers in if Smeltino didn't make the cut. I know Kazi for sure is going to be racing for them, and he did. I think he was in 2 or 3 tournaments ago, and he was one of the standout drivers from that.
Yep. And following Light Cruiser here, he's on his first timed lap on the full wet tires, and it's extremely slippery in Sector 1. And Light Cruiser struggling to keep that Ferrari on the road. Tackles the chicane, and you can see it's extremely slippery.
Oh yeah, he's
going sideways all the way.
drifting the whole way through that apex.
Yeah.
Worth mentioning, Jensen in chat is roasting me hard, and I'm not even noticing. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's good to have
So
Jensen
what are
on
you
board
getting
with us
there?
today. He was just ribbing me about the EGL, the wrong call on Smeltino driving for EGL. You think I'd know this stuff,
Oh.
considering I'm heavily involved in organising the EGL tournaments.
Oh well.
Danny Co has just added a comment there. I'm shafted, so I wonder if that's in relation to the race or just his love life.
Yeah, it's bad news either way, I think.
Eggplant emoji
Uh,
right now.
Cosi has actually set the first time on the board with a 152.4, so we're about 20 seconds of the dry weather conditions here. So that's what the rain is doing us for us at the moment. And Ingenio goes first with the 151.4.
Yeah.
I think the truck will improve rapidly here as people set some laps in. So
Yeah,
this,
you can see the sun trying to break through the cloud there, so maybe it will dry up at the end of the session. Yeah.
yep. And Ingenio setting that time on the inter tire and Cosi on the full wet. So it might actually be the better choice at this point to be on the inters. That's what it looks like so far.
Yeah, I think so. I think everybody maybe was just doing a wee banker lap on the wet just to see what the conditions are like, and then they'll switch to
Yeah.
inters. But you're seeing almost half the field out now on inters, so yeah, that seems to be the right choice.
And I think Keyboard Magnussen has invalidated his first lap, yeah, so he would have gone P2 with that.
Oh, and
But
Pixel is went first with a
yes,
151 on the wet, so
yeah.
it must be
Okay, so
marginal between the tires, I reckon.
yeah, so maybe it's not as clear cut as it looks like. And Keyboard Magnussen's invalidated time was 152.0, 52 flat, so that was on the inters as well. So catch, I think Vexation is here on a lap as well on the intermediate tires.
Yeah, and he's just nursing the car around that apex. It's such a heavy braking zone in these conditions. It's going to be even more difficult than yeah, in dry conditions, obviously. Jensen again, and we've got Jensen and Molio in chat actually. So I just want to mention Molio. I have an interesting story to tell about Molio. We did a race there in DMR during the week in Singapore, and it started raining halfway through the race, but Molio decided to give me a call through Discord, and totally, yeah, totally crashed out. Well, I totally got distracted then. I was like, what the hell? Who's ringing me? What's that noise? And next thing I was in the wall, and my race just went downhill from. I think he did me a favor, to be honest with you, because after that point, I had about 4 or 5 front wing replacements because of the rain.
So okay, so that was a wet race as well, just as
Yeah,
we're having today, and Ingenio goes, Vexation goes on pole, of course, by 2 seconds. So I think the track conditions are improving rapidly as the cars have set some laps there, and we have a little bit of a drier racing line, I think. And I wonder if it's actually raining a little bit less at the moment. I don't know. Maybe I'm just imagining it.
I think you're right. It does look like it's drying up, and you can see that dry line appearing on the
Yeah.
track there as well. So I've got Justin for a race, Justin that racer on the stream at the minute. So we'll follow him as he goes through his hot lap. He's yet to set a time.
Yep.
But he looks like he's doing okay so far. You know, he's heading into the S's. He will have to just
Yeah, it's so
ease the
slippery.
car for it. It does look so slippery out there. I mean, it's so easy to lose a car, especially this left-hander. You've got this slow right-hander. You just kind of like ease on the Vrl here, pick your point, and try to cut that apexes nicely, which he does. And it looks like a tidy enough lap from him so far.
Yes, definitely. So we'll keep an eye on the second split, but so far it's been a pretty good lap. And blasting down the back straight now. ERS on hot lap.
Jensen thinks it's going to get, yeah, if it dries up, it's going to go down to 140s for the lap time. So we are seeing
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
Yeah, the first one was like a 152. Now it's down to 148 with Ingenio there.
Yeah, so the Alfa Romeo's on top here. And last time we commentated as well in Suzuka, they did Danny split them in the end? I think he did, but the Alfa Romeos did some good teamwork to keep Danico from winning the race, and Vexation actually improves as well. So 147.1 is now the benchmark to beat, and Justin pits actually. So I wonder if that's an invalidation somewhere along the road.
Interesting though that he would come in, because I mean with the enters, like you're not going to be using these in the race, I assume. So
Yeah, we don't of course know what's the weather conditions in the race, so I don't know if anybody on the stream is watching. Can you tell us what's the forecast for the race? I don't know if any of the drivers are listening, but oh, Danico actually joins the session, so
Oh, that's great.
he can still set a lap time. Hopefully, there is still roughly 7.5 minutes to go. So Danny will still get his chance. Pasco Dinio goes up to P4 actually and manages to set a lap time.
Very good. And we've got
48.9.
Envac, Nivac, is it? Or
Yeah,
Nivik?
this is a new guy to me. I don't remember him from the earlier races, and I think he's just looking at the standings there, and he might be a reserve driver actually, or then he's claimed one of those racing points that don't have any drivers on the standing sheet at the moment. So yeah, I think both of these racing point guys are new.
Danny's still in the pits, so I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get out in time.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if will it really dry toward the end here. So it's still raining, not as hard though. But it might be the 2SRL special, because it seemed like we had many of those qualifyings during the season where it dried just at the end and you had to go out on the right tire on the last minute and then set the time.
Yeah, it makes for an interesting end to the qualifying for sure. I know in the real F1 in Monza there was a bit of a dilemma, you know, everybody trying to fight to get over the line and set the last, you know, the very last lap of the session. But yeah, so
he goes in pole, 46 flat. So the track continues to improve pretty rapidly. We're already like come down 6 seconds from the first lap times that were set in the session.
Yeah, and Danico is out. He's out in his McLaren and he's doing his out lap at the minute, so he will be able to set. He'd probably get this lap and maybe another lap after this as well.
I think it's gonna be tough though, because this is a pretty long lap in these conditions especially, so...
Yeah, it might be tight. It might be better... Well, if the race is dry, it might be better just staying out for a couple of laps then.
Yeah. Keyboard Magnussen up to P5 now, so 48-1 in these conditions on a keyboard. Never ceases to amaze me.
I know. Oh, and Lucas left the session.
Yeah,
big loss.
I think Luca wrote something on the Discord earlier that he might have to abandon qualifying, but yeah, let's see what's up with him toward the end. So Danny struggling there on his and I get the RPM bug with Danny, so it's very not nice to follow him on board.
Yeah, so just Danico, Smeltino, Justin, that racer to set lap time, so we should see Danico set a lap now, hopefully. I don't think he's invalidated, it looks tight enough.
Was Smeltino serving a qualifying ban here, or what's the...
No, that was my bad. I don't think he has now, but he's still in the pit though, yeah, which is interesting.
I'm kind of wondering that, Danny seems to be lagging really hard for me. I don't know if you see this issue, but let's hope that he manages to, or his computer holds up for this race. It would be a shame to see him come down with these issues. I don't know, is it me or Danny who is lagging, but he seems to be warping a little bit.
Oh yeah, he is quite badly actually, and that's going to lose him a lot of time here, and obviously put him off his rhythm as well, which I've had that issue myself, and it's just a nightmare to drive with it. You know, you're already trying to handle this car that can do excessive speeds and navigate the track.
Yeah, and then his first sector is almost 2 seconds off Cossy's first best sector, so 30.1 versus 28.3, 28.4, but it's not looking very handy for Danny at the moment. Let's hope he can pull it together for the race, like he did in Suzuka actually, so I have faith in Danny, our birthday boy.
Yeah, he deserves a present, doesn't he? A good finish to this here, so... Oh, and he loses it big time there. He's sideways right now. I think just coming out of that hairpin, it looked like.
So wonder what he chooses to do here. Can he? I don't know if he can even pit, or does he just do another lap? Ooh.
I think do another lap. By the time he gets out, it might be too late. I think maybe.
Yeah. Looks like the tires are a bit cooked as well. He's sliding so much. It's extremely difficult out there at the moment.
Yeah, Danny obviously pushing the car just a little bit too much here. He's trying to find a limit. He is slowing down. It looks like he's going to go for another lap then, yes, as
Yeah,
we
and Justin's
predicted.
actually set a time on the board as well and goes P2.
Oh, great stuff
And,
from him, yeah.
both of the Mercedes actually in P2 and 3 at the moment, so we have Kossi on provisional pole at the moment.
Yeah, he's still in the pits actually, so... Oh no, he's on a lap. He must have just came out there as I said
Yep.
that. I was
Yep,
going to
so he
say,
just come out.
bit of a missed opportunity. I think that happened the last race we called as well. There was a few people just thought, I'm okay, that's good for pole, and then the
Yep.
track conditions just kind of they get faster as the session goes on, and it really is ideal to get out and cross that finish line the last in the session.
Yeah, so Danny actually sets the fastest sector time to sector 1, so let's see if he's found some of his mojo here on this lap. Hits the back straight. And sector 2 split is just after the next corner, if I recall correctly, so we're about to find out what his pace has been toward the end of this lap. So about to hit it now, and Danny is improving by 1.3 seconds from his personal best, I think, but it's that time actually with the spin, so I think Danny might be in for something good here.
Yeah, this is where he spun last time, right about here, so he's managed to navigate nicely. Just saw the car there getting a wee bit loose.
If I'm right, he's about 3/10 off the pole time with this effort so far, so if he can hit these last corners correctly, I think he can go very well up the board here. Out of the final corner, charging toward the line, and Danny goes P4.
Oh, P4, nicely done. So he's got another lap in that,
Yep.
he's able to do right now. So that's good to get that time on the board. Puts him up in the top 4. Oh, and he does actually back out of that, yeah.
Getting out of the way, or yeah. So I think that's what Danny was able to do in this qualifying. So Kossi has started his final attempt here. It's still very slippery in sector 1 here, as we can see on board. 3/10 up, so Kossi is still improving on his time.
Yeah, and we've got Ingenio as well. He's coming through into sector 3, I believe. In the Ferrari right now, he's P5 currently. Sorry, Light Cruiser, I mean.
Yep. Light Cruiser is also up by 2/10 on his time and sliding through that kink there. And he's the tank slapper if I ever saw one. And
no!
Couldn't catch it. He had to drift all the way, and
yeah, that's exactly where Danny lost it as well. So it must be very treacherous, especially in that section there.
The Light Cruiser retires from the session. I've got to have a look at Kossi, who is still up on his time, but only fractionally 4/100ths of a second. So Kossi tackling the final sector, and I think he's going to be first of these guys who are still on a flyer to complete his final attempt. And on his way, bad camera angle, and it looks like to be a smooth lap, and I wonder if that's an invalidity run really wide there.
Yeah, he might be lucky to get away with that. We'll see.
Yeah, but
is he going to better?
It will not be enough. No.
No.
So no improvement for him. And Pixel is also 3/10 down on his time. So I wonder if there's anybody. Vexation is still improving, but runs extremely wide in this long right-hander. So I think it might be that nobody can jump Kossi here at the end.
Yeah, Pixel just ran it into the wall there.
Yeah.
Vexation also
off.
Yeah.
So I think Kossi will be on pole. Nobody seems to be able to improve on these final runs. And yeah, that's what it is, I think. So Yeah, who was actually P2 and 3? I kind of got lost there trying to see if
P3 was Pixel.
Yeah.
P2 I think was it Vexation, I think, or sorry, Justin, for that
Yeah, so
racer.
McLaren, Merc, and McLaren, the top 4. Like Cruiser in the Ferrari at P5, and the Alfa Romeos, who were topping the table early on in the session, are in P6 and 8 for the race, but still in good position to attack from there. And if we did somebody actually tell us that is it going to be a dry race? But everybody gets, of course, free tire choice if so.
Yeah, we didn't get that information just yet, but we will in a
We're
moment.
about to find out. Yeah.
And we've got Slash just joined
Yep.
us in on chat there, so a big shout out to Slashy boy.
Yep. Slash from Argentina, is that right?
Yeah, I believe
So it
so.
looks to be a dry race here, and I would expect, or actually it will be interesting to see what tires will the guys start on. So will they start on the medium or the soft? Because as far as I remember, this is a pretty easy soft to medium in the normal conditions. So, and it looks to be a pretty mixed field actually, if I'm seeing this right. So choosing the setting up that. So yeah, it is a mixed field. So the top 2 guys are starting on soft tire, and then Pixel and Danny in P3 and 4 are starting on the medium, and then there's another 3 guys starting on the soft behind them, and then Alfa Romeo is actually going for the split tactic along with pretty much every team, right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting to see which is the better strategy here. I think personally I would have started on the medium, but yeah, I think anything will work here.
Yeah, both strategies have their strong points and uh, negative points. But whenever I raced here last, I did go for medium, and as long as you
Yep.
can keep up with the soft runners for that initial stint, you're gonna do good. And
Yep.
obviously, stay away from those track limits because they can really play havoc and add a lot of time on at the end of the race.
Yeah, and so I know for a fact that the DRS on the back straight is extremely powerful here. So if you can make use of that, it will greatly help you if you're running on the mediums versus the soft guys. And then, of course, at the end of the race, Light Cruiser leaves the session.
Oh
So
no.
not good for him. I can't invite him to the lobby actually, so I don't know who can.
I'll try and see if I can do it. Light cruiser.
I don't have an
No,
invite button for him.
doesn't
So
give me the option either, which sucks.
yeah, I
Vexation's left as well. What's going on right now?
are we restarting or?
Grassy Juice has left the session. It looks like we may well be doing a restart right now. Yep, we are indeed. We just got a word from Pixel in chat. Thanks for letting us know there, Pixel.
Okay,
We're
so
doing a restart. I'm not sure why we're doing a restart, but obviously there's some kind of technical issue has prevented this race from going ahead. We will, however, endeavor to get the grid. What we need to reset the reset the grid, and there you go. Yep. I think is that a Steam issue? No, it's not. But I actually did get kicked out of that for some reason. Driver can't join.
yeah,
Okay, so Justin's let us know driver can't join, so that's why it's been restarted. So yeah, it'll just be I would say about 5 minutes or so until we get this lobby back up and running. I think I've actually got an invite from Light already, so
yep, I'm
quick.
there. So it's not actually such a bad thing for us, I guess, because everybody would have got free tire choice there anyway because of the wet qualifying, so we don't have to worry about everybody picking the right tire here
Yep.
when we start the race. Or yeah, I don't know
No,
what's the word, because everybody kind of picked their tire there, or do they get another pick now?
yeah, that's
I
an
don't know.
interesting one. Yeah, it'd be hard to manage that as well, police that kind of one.
Yeah.
But the weather is currently set for dynamic, so there's potential for it to still rain during the race here.
And of course, we don't know what the weather actually was there, so might be that it was it would have rained toward the end of the race or something. But I'm sure Light Cruiser will set it up in a little while.
Yeah, so just while that is running, I'm gonna run the EGL promo one more time because it is so good. So we will catch you on the other side of that.
There for a second.
Join us. We're doing a quick restart of the lobby. There was a bit of a technical issue there. One of the drivers couldn't join. So just while they're kind of sorting out the lobby, let's have a look at these guys now. There's a few drivers we haven't heard of before. This uh, Nivek or Nivek. I'll just call him Nivek. There's Luca as well is in the session. He's joined back in. He was in the qualifying session for part of it. Paul Berger, sorry, as well as a new driver. So there is a few unknown drivers to us. So we're interested to see how they do. But the rest of the
Yep.
drivers we know, we've seen them before, and yeah, like Pixel. There's like Kazi, I would say, is the top of the heap. He's the guy that he's set the benchmark for this kind of for VRL currently. He's currently riding high on the drivers the World Drivers Championship.
Yeah, and his definite key to this season has been to be extremely consistent the entire season, and I think he scored points in every single race except Monaco, which he didn't start in, if I'm reading the standings correctly. So
Yeah. That's one thing I remember from the EGL tournament. Whenever he was in it, even when he's had a bad start or he was compromised at the start, he always just made his way through the field, consistently
yeah,
finished in the points. So he's not a
and his
driver who's going to give up.
worst finish is P7 from Australia and France, and that says something about his season so far.
Yeah, that is pretty good. Like my best finish so far is probably a P6. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Baku, I think. Yeah, I'm right. So
Yep, I got lucky.
so Danny, if I look at the last 4 races here, Danny has the best. What do you call that? Straight flush from those, but
Yeah.
second first. So
And I just noticed
Danny,
something there as well. Ice, the weather
yeah,
setting has been changed to overcast.
yeah, yeah. So it's gonna be a dry race as far as I understand.
Uh, just while we're waiting on the lobby beginning, and the countdown timer is, yeah, we're off. Everybody's readied up. But yeah, Tipsy Bob in chat he is going to be one of the EGL commentators. Joining him on the EGL tournament commentary box will be Triton. So we're looking forward to that. Bob and Triton are very experienced commentators. And yeah, we've seen them in Tier 2 and SLR commentating, have great chemistry, and I'm really looking forward to that on Friday. Friday the 13th, though. Why do we pick the 13th? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. So let's hope it's not a sign for something.
Yeah, I've already had a few drivers pull out. Like we had Jensen, actually, yes, he pulled out for 2SRL, and then we had Bailey just pull out there the other day. Actually, today, I think it was.
Oh, I didn't actually know that. So Bailey's not racing for SLR. Okay.
Yeah,
Is
so
he
in place
not
of
home or
him,
something? So,
it
yeah.
it's kind of a long story, but basically he's the room he does his racing in is being renovated, so
Okay.
it's
So
unusable. Yeah, it's just bad timing really. So in for this is an interesting one. In for Bailey is Wow 125.
okay, that's not a bad replacement, I would say.
Yeah, it worked out kind of nicely. Yeah.
Yeah, so we are on the way for our formation lap here. Cozy leading the pack, and I'm just gonna look at it. Did everybody actually? So there are a few changes on the strategy actually, which I guess is allowed. I'm just gonna assume that for now. So a lot of people actually opting to start on the medium tire instead of the softs that they did earlier in the aborted race start that we had. So just about everybody except 3 guys in the top 10 are starting on the medium tire, and Keyboard Magnussen actually starting on the hard as well. So yeah, I know the keyboard isn't always the best for tire temperatures, especially in this game. I think he's suffering from it more than in the last game, but let's see what he can do here.
Indeed, and Tipsy he's roasting me hard in chat, and he's saying try to sound excited when I big him up for the EGL. So I'm too old for that. I can't do excited. It might I risk having a heart attack if I get too excited. So I just keep it, monotone, flat line.
Yeah, I gotta keep it a little bit steady and quiet as well. I've had a, let's say, long week in London, but no, let's not focus on that anyway. So drivers are on their way on the formation lap. Few people actually staying well in the back there. So I wonder if this is a little bit of a tactical play from Luca as well at the back of the field.
Yeah, he's 13, but 14 is Ingenio. Is that right?
Yep. But I think they're actually gonna start like I don't know why they're in the other order on the formation lap, but I think Luca will start 13th, and why doesn't Gino actually start 14th? Didn't he qualify way higher?
I thought he did, yeah, but on my screen he's showing as second last.
Yeah, he's last on my screen actually. So okay.
Well,
we'll
maybe
just
find out
focus on
after
the
the
start
race,
here.
yeah. So here we go, the lights are up and 4 lights are ready, 5 lights, and away we go. Bit of a slow start there, but no jump starts, thankfully. Looked like Cozzy got off to a great start. He's already moving over to guard the line from the Mercedes boys, but he's got Mercedes on either side of him. Thankfully, no one decides to go for a dive bomb there. I know it's quite tempting just to send it up the inside there.
Yeah, and everybody makes through turn 1, so no crashes so far. Through the essays, and there is one of the...
Ooh, it looks like Paul Beckers, I think, yeah.
Yeah, racing points were a little bit sideways there through the essays, but still gets it back on track, and there seems to be a fairly clean start so far.
Oh, Grassy Joe's actually is at the back. He's had a spin out. I'm not sure what happened there, but he's lost a bunch of time there, probably about 15-20 seconds, so once he gets back up to speed.
Yep. And no real changes actually up front, so Cosy leads the pack, Mercedes boys in P2 and 3, and Danny challenging hard.
Yeah, he's going up the inside here. Is he going to get the move done? Oh, almost got his nose chopped off there, but...
Yeah, so Justin not leaving any extra space there actually at all, so...
Yeah, Light Cruiser did make a move there on Vexation, is up to P5. Vexation is trying to get the switch back there, coming out of the hairpin. But Light Cruiser looks like he's got that move done, yeah.
And Light Cruiser manages to get back to that P5. I think he lost it in the start, but he's back up to P5. And Danny...
Oh, Lucas, sorry, Lucas just had a spin.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, he tried to send up the inside there, going for that fast left-hander. It's a blind left-hander, so it's a bit of an ambitious move. Trying to go for that one, and he paid the price there.
And his tires are really, really off it now, and he's... Oh, that looked very weird. He's lost the front wing coming onto the main straight, so Luca all the way at the back with a damaged wing, and I think his tires are well cooked as well at this point in the race, so it's not a good start for Luca and Grazios at the back of the field so far.
But
Danny still pushing the Mercedes boys.
Yeah, up front, Pixel Master's hanging on to the back of Cozzy quite nicely here. He's around about the 1 second mark, so he wants to try to keep that under 1 second here as lap free to see his DRS, and this is actually the DRS zone they're running for right now, but you see no wings are open just yet. It'll be lap free before that happens, but if Cozzy can get that 1 second gap, he's good, he's golden.
He has to get it to make it work, because he is sort of on the worst strategy here, I think. That's what I'm guessing anyway, because those softs will not run for very long, I think. And if these Mercedes boys and Danny are able to hang on with the mediums in his DRS range, it's gonna work out well for them and put Thimo really wide there. So it's a bit of a queue from P2 to P7 actually at the moment, everybody within 1 second of each other.
Yep, and DRS, as you saw there, just came up as enabled, so this is it. You've got the start-finish straight as a short DRS zone, and then of course that back straight is going to be, is going to see a lot of overtakes, I'm imagining here, with all these cars running so closely, so we'll try and keep abreast of that as it happens.
Yeah, and I wonder if these Mercedes boys are on a voice call together and trying to defend from Danny, because I know Danny will definitely want to get a move on here.
Yeah, it's almost like a repeat of Suzuka, only with Mercedes instead of Alpha.
Yeah, it's Alfa Romeo's running in P6 and 12. I'm not sure what happened to Ingenio there, because I thought it was in P8 in the qualifying, but for some reason he started dead last.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is right, but I'm not sure what happened there, so we'll maybe have a chat with him after the race and find out, but he's doing okay to hang on to the back of these guys here, not too far off later.
Completely out of ERS actually, so but Danny's still unable to make a move because everybody in that queue getting DRS, so Justin defending his teammate Pixel from a charging Danico.
Keeper Magnussen and looks like Basket Dino are fighting hard here. Keeper Magnussen in the Haas here is he's going to try and hang it around the outside, but he gets overtaken by another car, so that no, they're actually side by side. Yeah, he gets a move back there, and he's got the right line. If you're in that inside line for those fast kind of sequence of right-handers, you're pretty good. You don't want to be on the outside, that's for sure, because it'll just send you out wide.
Corsa has managed to push that over 1 second gap to Pixel so far, so he is safe from DRS attacks at this point in the race.
And what am I saying here? Got a Light Cruiser on Vexation. Light Cruiser got a way better exit out of turn 1, but Vexation had the inside line. Vexation gets his line wrong for the S's. Light Cruiser has to back out there. Can't really overtake there. It's going to really compromise you if you do, and you want to get a wide line going into this section here. And Light Cruiser, I think he's lining Vexation up for a move here on this back finish, or back straight.
And it looks like Vexation will be out of DRS from Danico as well, so Light Cruiser, this should be an easy move for Light Cruiser if he gets a good run from the hairpin there, and he does, so Light Cruiser will definitely make this move here.
As well, Danny as well going for a move on Justin as well. Looks like he got the move done there in the foreground, but in the background we've got Light Cruiser does not get the move.
So I was sure that he would do it, because Vexation didn't get DRS there, but manages to with very good straight line speed without DRS.
And Justin gets that move back on Danny, but Danny is fighting back hard. He's got that inside line for these fast right-handers, and as we saw the previous lap, that is OP, and he gets that move done.
And now Danny has to charge and get into DRS range of Pixel, and also defend here on the main straight, because he doesn't get DRS and Justin does, but I think Justin might be just too far back to do anything at the turn 1. Yep. So
big cut there from Justin.
Gets a penalty for cutting the apex there into turn 1.
And he gets a really good run out of turn 1 there, but again, going into the S's, you just cannot go side by side for the S's. It's not. Well, actually, I say that in 2SRL I did see Hugo and Danny go side by side and survive, so it is possible, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, and I think I did it with Jensen on the first lap of the race as well, so or maybe it wasn't Jensen, somebody anyway, so it's possible, but Danny is going to be under pressure here on the back straight now. So Justin gets DRS. He's kind of out of ERS though, so I wonder if he's too far back to actually do anything about Danny here, and it looks like he is, so Danny will keep his,
late break, and he taps the back of Danny, and
oh no!
Oh, Danny did well to hold on to that, but it's really compromised all.
And there's a little bit of touch and touching and banging there. So
Yeah, Vexation as well and Light Cruiser are all over these guys now that incident
yeah,
has happened, and it's going to compromise Justin, I think, the most.
yeah. Justin got the inside line though. So is he gonna try and squeeze and they touch into
Ooh.
the long right-hander and just Vexation still makes the move stick. I think.
Oh, and virtual safety car.
And
Yeah,
oh yeah,
so that must be
sorry.
Bascadino at the back there. Caused that. I'm not sure what happened to Bascadino, but he is
Yeah.
out of the race. He's the first guy to DNF. And
Yeah, I'm gonna try and see on board Luca if we see where he went off. So let's go. Don't see his car anywhere, but he has crashed out somewhere at the end of the lap, I think. Did not see what happened there. So we have virtual safety car at the moment. And maybe you wanna interpret to the viewers what that actually means.
oh, I'm not great with virtual safety cars actually. There was one in the DMR race, and I got another 5-second penalty for not obeying the pace. So you basically you to run at a certain percentage of the the optimal lap time. But it is quite tricky to do. You have to kind of like keep your delta under in a certain range. But we are back racing. The
Yep.
virtual safety car is off, and let's see
Then
who
he's gonna be
benefits.
under pressure here again.
Yep, and Light Cruiser as well is just itching to get involved in that battle with Vexation and Danny. Danny going defensive. Look like Vexation carrying a lot of speed into the corner, but maybe a bit too much speed.
Yeah, so Danny defending well here. Oh, and Light Cruiser trying to send it on the outside of Vexation, but oh, and they are still side by side pretty much. So very hard racing, and it's helping Danico a little bit to the guys behind him are fighting hard, and Justin is has lost a few positions here actually, so Justin's down to P6.
Yep, and Pixel flashed up on screen there. 3-second time penalty for him. He's in P2 currently, so he's got a pretty good gap to Danny right now. But I think Danny, once if he's able to just kind of break away from this from Vexation and Light Cruiser and Justin, he should be okay. But
it's not gonna be easy. These are fast guys, all of these. So let's see what Danny can do.
The heat is on. But the birthday boy is on a charge, and we know he's capable of being one of the faster guys and in contention for wins. So let's see if he's had his gammon today for breakfast.
Danny picks up a 3-second penalty there for cutting the apex of that tricky chicane.
Yeah, maybe the pressure might be getting to him up there with these guys behind him.
Light Cruiser makes a move on Vexation there actually into the hairpin. That was a daring move. And will he actually be able to make it stick? Trying to overtake Vexation into the second hairpin at the end of the straight. Light Cruiser on the outside, still hanging on the outside, and now gets the inside line into the next corner. And I wonder if he's... I'm getting really horrible camera angles here, but they're still side by side. Vexation will have the inside line here, and Light Cruiser trying to get the switchback move, but unable to make it stick. So Vexation holds on to that position. I think he made a mistake into the first.
Oh, and Justin got a really good run there on Light as well in the background, but not able to make the most of it. I think this is playing right into Danny's hands. Look at Danny's got a 1-second gap to Vexation already, so this is good news for Danny.
Yeah, and Vexation is out of DRS range. He's using ERS on overtake to try and get back to that DRS range stuff.
We've got Smeltino's about to make a move into turn 1 on Nivik. Nivik is a tighter line, but I think Smeltino got a better run on. Let's see if he has the balls to go too wide for the S's.
Yeah, has to back out.
It's sometimes a game of chicken there, and it's he decides to back out of that one, probably rightly so. Yeah. Oh, here Kazi is P2. What has happened there?
Oh, so he must have had a spin or a half spin somewhere, maybe a half spin, because he's lost. So it's not his first sector. Maybe he's lost it out of the chicane on top of the hill. I know it's very easy to do.
Possibly, but I saw Luca retired around the same time. I wonder if there was some issue there. There's no damage on Kazi's car, so at this point we're not 100% sure what caused that, but that has really shaked up the race, and Danny Cole will see Cozzy ahead then, and
Yep.
he's gotta like be wondering, you know, hey, I could win this, yeah.
Yep. And
Pixel has a 3 second time penalty. Cozzy's on the soft tire, so he will have to pit soon.
I kind of wonder if Cozzy is starting to suffer on those softs a little bit here, because he's fallen directly off DRS range of Pixel here.
Yeah, so the pitting windows run about 9 to lap 11, 12, yeah?
Yeah, I guess something like that on the fresh softs. So I think I probably pitted a bit earlier, even in the 2 SRL race when I did this. So we'll see how this turns out. But Cozzy is definitely falling off the back of Pixel here on those soft tires. And Danico is catching him pretty rapidly as well. And Vexation has actually managed to close back to Danny's DRS range here. So this is a very close field between Danny, Vexation, Light Cruiser, and Justin. So these 4 are not letting go of each other. We saw them fighting a 4-way battle early in the race, and it looks like it's just gonna continue for the good of this race, of course.
I'm just having a look.
Getting a DRS there.
Oh, Justin Racer on the back of Light Cruiser as well here. He's picked up another time penalty there, so that's 6 seconds Justin has, so it is going to compromise him big time. And it can play with your head a wee bit when you start thinking, you know, picking up penalties, and you're just thinking, oh, this is going from worse to worse, and it can kind of destroy your confidence. In chat, Danny has said hello, so a big shout out to Danny. Thanks for joining us on stream.
Hello. Good evening to you, sir.
Yeah, so Ingenio's past Nivek.
Yeah. Danny actually, Danny has like almost a full battery of ERS here, so I wonder if this is just tactical, because he's almost on the back of Cozzy already, so 1.5 seconds only. And Cozzy is gonna struggle here through the S's. Danny might actually get already DRS on the next attempt on the back straight. Maybe he is just too far back to do that, but let's see. But Cozzy is definitely struggling on those softs now. He's fallen off well of Pixel. He's 3 seconds off.
Yeah, both of the other soft runners have pitted now, so we're probably going to see Cozzy come in this lap or next. I would say probably this lap, based on the fact he's losing so much time here to Danny.
And I think Danny did not get DRS here, but he might pick up a little bit of a slipstream from the car in front, which will probably protect him from Vexation, who gets DRS again. But it's not deploying any ERS energy here on the back straight, so they're just going in a queue at the moment. Cozzy is still falling off well from Pixelmeister, only 4 seconds now. So I think Cozzy has to pit on this lap, or he's just losing too much here.
Yeah, and just behind that battle is Justin and Light Cruiser. It looks like Justin has a good bit of pace here, but Light Cruiser is doing all the right things and making his car pretty wide for the sector 3.
Cozzy pits.
Yeah, so Cozzy pits. Let's see where he comes out then. Probably, I'd say P10, P11.
Yeah, I would have said P9, but let's see. Correct, just coming through the final sector, and Cozzy is done his pit stop, and he's out of the pit, so I think he will be in P8 actually. Sorry, so
yep, you're right. Yeah.
Just coming onto the back straight, so Cozzy has actually a good spot here to free air and do some good lap times here. He's gonna need it because the rest of the guys are gonna be on the softs at the end of the race. Light Cruiser and Justin still going side by side through there. So
looks like Justin might have him here in the heavy braking zone. Yeah, they're side by side here going on to the back finish straight. Who's gonna have the DRS? So it looks like it's Justin's gonna have the DRS, and that move's done and dusted, I would say, before the corner.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. So Light Cruiser unable to do anything about it at this point of the race, and Ingenio actually making a move on Smeltino in the background there. So the Alfa Romeos are rising up the field
We've
after
got,
maybe a little bit of a disappointing qualifying for them. We don't know what their goal was, but sure it was a little bit higher than that.
a switch of position between P10 and P9 as Nivik is making those soft tires. Oh, let's see. Did he start on soft? He did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he started on soft. So he's
I
on.
will have a look.
He's back on the soft tire, so he's going for a two-stop
So
strategy. A bit of an interesting one.
yeah, and that definitely is not the right call on this track here because it's a low tire wear track, and well, he's opted to go for that, and he will definitely have to pit again because of the.
Oh, Danny got it wrong in the S's
Yeah,
and it allowed
sliding a little.
Vexation to catch right up to him. This is not good for him as they head down to the notorious DRS back finish straight.
Yeah, but Vexation has so far opted to, and Danny still has full battery, 100%. So Danny opting to not deploy anything here at all to the back straight, and I wonder. I think Vexation is closer this time, and but Danny using that full battery to good effect, and will Vexation be able to do something here?
Oh, it's
Goes
going to be
down the
tight.
inside and dives there.
Yeah, Danny's going to try and get him on the switchback, but yeah, Vexation doing enough there just to keep that position, yeah.
Yeah, so Vexation up to P2, and now it's Danny's turn to pick up a little bit of DRS behind him. But yeah, they have their work cut out for him because Pixel is keeping a pretty good pace up front. They're 4 seconds off him, so definitely not an easy race for these guys. And they're maybe a little bit faster than Pixel on their own on pace, let's say. But here when they're fighting each other, it's not so clear cut.
Yeah, Danny got the apex wrong in that last corner, and it just made him drop back a couple of tenths there, which isn't great. And you can see he might miss out on this DRS zone if he keeps this up.
Yep. And I wonder what lap are they gonna aim to pit on? Maybe 18 or 19 or something like that for the softs. So, because we saw our former race leader Cosi really struggle on the softs toward the end of his stint there, and I think he did 10 laps, did he?
Yeah, he did. Yep.
It's of course going to be a little bit easier toward the end of the race, but when you have less fuel on board.
And Danny just managing to get DRS, but I mean, it was by the skin of his teeth, and he's way too far back. Vexation is guarding that inside line there with his life, but he doesn't really need to, as you can see the gap here has closed up a little bit. But yeah, I mean, Danny is going to he's going to have to fight hard to keep in that DRS range. It really is going to be key for him here. Oh, and there is there's a switch of position here. Light Cruiser up the inside. Oh, a bit of a contact there between Justin and Light Cruiser. Nothing too serious there.
These two have been fighting the entire race as well, so they're side by side through this long right-hander, and will Light Cruiser actually make this move here? It looks to be able to do that, so
yeah, nicely done from
that's daring.
Yeah, paid off for him.
Yeah, definitely. So Justin gets DRS on the main straight though.
And he is pretty close to him as well. Looks like he might get this done. Light Cruiser guarding that inside line.
Justin breaks late, and they're still side by side. So Justin, I think, will get it back. So these two are fighting hard, trading positions.
Light Cruiser, a 3-second time
penalty for cutting that.
Bit of an unusual penalty there. I mean, you don't really often see penalties picked up there, but I think he just kind of, because he's right behind Justin. Obviously, he wasn't able to pick his point to turn in there.
And while these two are fighting up front, so Ingenio is actually managed to also. They're still fighting. Sorry. So.
Yeah. And Light Cruiser will have
Ingenio
DRS.
is closed up on them. He's 2 seconds away.
Yeah, Light Cruiser's probably seen that and wants to get a move on here, so he's got DRS. He should get this move done. Justin
He's out of DRS though completely.
Yeah, I was about to say there he hasn't really got the overspeed here, but he is going down the inside, and Justin going out wide. Oh, there is contact, and Justin got hit, and I saw a bit of carbon fiber flying off his car.
Yeah, he's missing a big chunk of his wing on the left-hand side of the car.
Yeah, I have to say I'm
Disaster.
surprised. Surprised that it's been so clean up until this point. You know, because there was a lot of close racing happening. But
Yeah,
Justin came off the worst for weather. He's gonna miss that, and it is gonna hurt him a good bit. You know, through the S's and Light Cruiser getting a bit of a tank slapper on there, but he is.
and he's gonna pit here, and I think if he's gonna and he gets a 5-second penalty for corner cutting there,
Oh,
whatever that is.
that's pretty harsh. That one, yeah.
Yeah, where did he get it? I don't even know. So that looked very strange. But will he go on the soft tire here? I
It looks like he does
wonder
have
if
softs lined up. Yeah.
yeah, that's not gonna get him to the end of the race, I'm afraid, or maybe I'm wrong, but he will definitely struggle here. So this was not a good lap for Justin.
Yeah, and he's going to come out in P9, so he's dropped all the way back from P4, P5.
Yeah, it's up to P10 actually. So Kratzich also gets him on the main straight. Kratzich also yet to pit, of course, but anyway.
Yeah, and back up front, we've got Danico has managed to stay within 1 second of Vexation, but as you can see, it's a repeat of the last lap. He's just too
Yep.
far back to make anything stick right now.
Yeah, and I think Danny is just saving his cards for the later in the race. So saving his hand for the later of the race. So
Yeah, you can see Pixel up ahead as well, so they have closed that gap a bit. That's going to
yeah,
drive him on, so I think Danny is right just to be patient here.
yep. And he's not gonna gain any. I mean, these guys are very evenly matched in pace. It seems Vexation and Danny. So I think for Danny, the wise choice here is to just hang on and try and catch. Do something about him at the end of the race, but I think Danny might be in a bit of a trouble with his penalties because he has 6 seconds and Vexation has only 1 warning, which is very impressive around here. So Vexation is definitely in the best position at the moment of these front runners. Pixel has 3 seconds, so Vexation in a very good position here as we approach the last third of this race. Yeah, I think this is actually the closest battle here. Justin about to make a move on Kratzich on the main straight, maybe. But they're not really in the same race at the moment, so Kratzich just holding on to that P9. So Justin is going to be held here. And it's going to be a really, really, really tall order to get 13 laps out of those softs.
Yeah,
so,
it really is, isn't it?
So it definitely that contact with Light Cruiser earlier in the race was very, very costly for Justin here. And Ingenio only 1 second behind Light Cruiser now, so that he's managed to make a good recovery drive from starting from 14th. Kept out of trouble so far.
Yep.
12 laps to go.
Head down, head down. Got a good
Yep.
camera angle right now. I love these overhead shots.
Yeah,
You
it's
just see
of the helicopter, yeah.
yeah, you just see the lines. See how flowing it is. It looked like Ingenio cut that last corner though. Oh, Ingenio
And they're
and
pitting.
Light in the pit as well as Pixel. So Danny's staying out as well as Vexation. So
And I think it's the right call to stay out still. So of course we don't know what their tire wear is like at the moment, but you want to do at least 1 more lap on the mediums, I think.
yeah.
So you don't run out of the softs at the end of the race. So these guys are gonna make a pretty good undercut here, but they were like 8 seconds away or something from Danny, so I think they're not the threat. Pixel has also pitted, so Danny and Vexation still continuing, and Danny's actually dropped out of DRS range from Vexation here, so Vexation showing some really, really good pace here, and also consistency because he still has only 1 warning in the race.
Yeah, so with all these pit stops planned out, you can see Cozzy has just won up the ranks here. He's up to P4 again, so he is going to come into play. No penalties for
9
Cozzy.
seconds ahead of Light Cruiser though, so yeah, definitely a soft runner. So Cozzy is still in a pretty good position here because I'm actually gonna have a look at his lap times. So Cozzy has been doing like 36, mid 36s on those fresher mediums, and Vexation's still running 37 flat, 37.2, 37 flat. So yeah, I think Vexation is looking the strongest at this point in time to win this race. But we'll see what happens. And they're actually in the pits now, as I speak. Vexation and Danny.
Yeah. Just right on board with Smeltino here. He's trying to get a move done on Nivek, but Nivek's not making it easy for him in Sector 3. You can tell Smeltino's got pace on him though. You can just see it in every corner, every part of the track. He's just closing in, but just Nivek is pulling into the pits there, so his tires will run off. So
Yeah,
he's on that two-stop strategy, isn't he? Yeah.
So Pixel, sorry to interrupt you there, Chief, but after the pit stops of the front pack here, Pixel is leading the race. Cossi in P2, so Cossi's early undercut for those mediums has paid him well. So he's ahead of Vexation and Danny at the moment. So both Vexation and Danny have to get through Cossi and then chase down Pixel. So yeah, it's we'll keep an eye on that gap. And Danny's actually lost some time at his pit stop because he's 2.5 seconds from Vexation now, and he was only like 1 second behind him before this pit stop. So not the best of pit stops for Danny. I'm sorry I interrupted you there, Chief, but
No, that's all right. I'm just thinking what it could have caused that delay to his pit stop. I mean, obviously, you know, you can kind of gain a few tenths here and there, you know, with how fast you approach the pit entry, but also as you're leaving the garage, you know, you do have to have that kind of, you know, moderate your throttle input to get the gear selection to get away. I know I've been stuck in the pits a few times trying to go full throttle and it's like no gear available. You're like, come on, I want to go.
Because he's made a mistake, I think, because Vexation has managed to already overtake him somehow. So,
Cossi
down to P3, Vexation up to P2.
He's dropped back a lot, and Danny is within DRS range of him, so that we'll keep an eye on that battle.
Yeah, and I'm sure that Cossi will let Danny go here because Cossi is on 8-lap old mediums and Danny is on 1-lap old soft, so there is no point for him to hold his teammate up here, but we'll of course see what happens here, but I think that will be the case on the back straight.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but Cossi does look like he's struggling here a good bit. Just getting the turn into these corners, and Danny is close right up on him, so let's see if there is team orders in effect here, as Danny will have DRS going onto this back straight. He's close enough to get the move done.
Danny's still on full battery. I wonder why he's not deploying that battery down. So yeah, Danny makes that move easily. So I think because he doesn't want to hold up his teammate on a completely different strategy at this point in the race.
Yeah, that is interesting though about Danny's battery, because I mean, obviously it's good to have a full battery, but if you're not deploying it, you know, for a race efficiently, you are going to lose out a lot of time and a pace. I'd be like personally
here through this long right-hander either.
Yeah, I'd be tempted just to keep it on low, you know, for these sectors, and maybe medium for the faster S's and that kind of thing. But I don't know. Maybe Danny's got maybe it's a big brain moment from Danny, and we're just not picking up on it.
Yeah, it might be something to do with tire wear and tire temps, because I know those softs are very easy to overheat on this track. So yeah, maybe we are just clueless. That's a possibility as well. As old people. So Cossi, after being overtaken by Danny on the back straight, he's already almost 2 seconds down. So yeah, Cossi seems to be struggling on those mediums a little bit at this point in the race, and Light Cruiser is only 3.6 behind him as well. And for Light Cruiser and Ingenio, both of them, they have to really make a charge here, because they will of course be in trouble with those softs toward the end of the race, I think, versus the mediums.
Yeah, they really have to put the hammer down right now. These next few laps are going to be crucial. The gap is maintained around about 3.5 here.
And Vexation just slowly taking out that gap front to Pixel, and I think he has 3 seconds. No, he has 6. Wait, let me have a look. Pixel has 3 seconds, and Vexation still has 1 warning. So all Vexation has to do here is to close that gap under 3 seconds, and he will be the effective leader of the race. Looks like he's trying to do just that, and it's just interesting to compare these guys. So Vexation up in front of Danny has 20% of his battery left, and Danny has almost a full battery still. So yeah, I would imagine that Danny would want to deploy a little bit more on the power sections on the truck.
Yeah, it's interesting that there, and Light Cruiser hasn't really closed up. He did
Yeah,
chip off half a second there, but he's back down to 3.4 now.
Yeah, I wonder if those softs, I know they're so easy to overheat on this track. If you slide the car around, for example, through these S's here, it's
You know, I think you're onto something there, because I just saw his steering wheel graphic pop up, and it was 110 on each tire.
yeah. So that's yeah. And did he spin there?
He
He does
spun out
spin.
there, yes, and from wing
It's the
damage.
wall.
So
Light Cruiser, disaster for Light Cruiser. He's missing an end plate on his front ring on the left-hand side. So just as we were talking about those deadly tire temps, Light Cruiser hits the wall, and I wonder if he's gonna have to pit here as well.
I think
He basically probably wants to do it because he's 18 seconds to Nivek P9, and he will only lose one position by doing that, I think.
yeah,
So we'll see what he chooses to do here.
it's obviously struggling with the tire. So, you know, that's like kind of feeds back into what we're saying about Danico and not using that ERS. So
Yeah.
I think Light Cruiser was using a lot of ERS, and we saw
Yeah.
him pay the price there with the tire temp. So interesting stuff.
Yeah, and I wonder if Light Cruiser, yeah, he's definitely gonna have to pit here, I think. So so when he repairs that damage, yeah, he's actually gonna be somewhere in P10 or something, I think, if he pits here. So
Yeah, and he
it's not
actually
gonna
let Justin through there. He knows he's not in a
Yeah,
fight
he's
here with
pitting.
Justin, so pits, and we'll get a new front wing and soft tires, I'd imagine.
So the tides have turned for Justin. They came together earlier in the race with Light Cruiser, and Justin
Yeah,
once again ahead of him.
I wonder if he
Danny
has.
picks up another penalty, up to 9 seconds now.
That's not good at all. 9 seconds.
And
I know Cozzy has at least 3 seconds, so
he has 3 seconds, yeah. So he's got 6 seconds on Danny. Which means that he is at this point in time still effectively ahead of Danny in the race, but I think he's falling back at the moment. So let's see how Danny is able to make those softs hang on until the end of the race. And Vexation actually within that 3 second window of Pixel at the moment. So I think these guys up front and Vexation also has 1 lap fresher tires, and Light Cruisers directly out of the pits gets a penalty as well. So it's been a long evening for Light Cruiser as well, and looks to be that way still. So Light Cruiser up to 6 seconds on penalties. Keyboard Magnussen actually has only 2 warnings ahead of him, so he's kept it clean. But I wonder if Keyboard Magnussen will have to pit here still. 12 lap old mediums. I don't know, maybe not.
it should be good enough, I reckon. Just
Yeah, it's
depends
keyboard, of course, so it's not the easiest of things to do, but we'll see.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it just depends how the keyboard is on this track.
Yeah.
Should be okay though. We'll keep an eye on that. Pixel with another 3-second penalty popped
Yeah,
up there, so
Vexation is definitely poised to win this race, and he's still only on 2 warnings at the moment actually, but he's currently got 6 seconds on Pixel, and that's I think too much for Pixel today. And Vexation has driven a brilliant race here, to be honest. So.
And I was just having a look through the cars there and seeing about, you know, different tire temperatures on the steering wheel, and everybody seems to be around about 90 degrees, which is kind of optimal. But Nivek is about 110 and is struggling to maintain the grip on this tire on his car for these fast corners.
Yeah, he's on the medium though, so he's oh, and just as I say that, he almost spins into the hairpin. Just manages to catch it. So the rear of the car getting away from him there. Keyboard Magnussen and Light Cruiser behind him, trying to capitalize on that, but they're just a bit too far so far. Light Cruiser had DRS there, I think, but he chose not to open it. I wonder if he missed that. Light Cruiser on those fresh softs versus Keyboard Magnussen's 13-lap-old mediums. And Light Cruiser trying to go on the outside of Keyboard Magnussen here and thus make it stick as well. So
yeah, nice pass from him. Yeah, nice and clean.
And he needs 6 seconds on Keyboard Magnussen to keep this position, so he really kind of has to make a charge here. And his softs, of course, not the best tire to charge on, but we'll see how he manages to make that to the end of the race. On the up front, Vexation has almost closed down the gap on Pixel, and I wonder if it's actually he wants to finish this race in style and win it on track as well, not only on penalties. Danny has fallen well back off Vexation so far, so he's 4 seconds down on Vexation at the moment. And still, I think Danny so far is gonna finish on the podium, I think, with these penalties, because he has 6 seconds on. Yeah, Danny's 9 seconds, Cosi 3, and Ingenio has 3 as well. So so Cosi and Ingenio are still gonna have a battle on track for position if the penalties stay as they are. Oh, Danny gets a little bit of a slide through from there in the final corner, but manages to hold on to it.
Light Cruiser, just talking about that battle earlier. Keyboard and Light needs a 6-second gap for to finish ahead of the Keyboard here, and he's pulled out 2 seconds on this lap alone. So looks like he's going to be able to do that. And he's actually closing in on Nivek as well ahead, and I know Nivek has a bunch of penalties, so he may effectively BP it already.
Yeah, and Vexation is 1 second away from Pixel at the moment. The Light Cruiser picks another penalty, so what does that bring Light to? 9 seconds? Yeah, so Nivek has 6 seconds, so Light Cruiser actually has to overtake him and get 3 seconds on him, get him on track, on the results. Vexation 1 second away from the leader. He's running low on battery though, but so is Pixel, so I think Vexation is trying to, and he is now within DRS range actually, so he definitely wants to win this race on track.
Yeah, so, he's looking like he's going to do it as well, because he's got the 1 lap younger tires. Pixel is going to feel these tires drop off around about now, I would say. He's got 2 laps left to do on them, and he's got 0.8 second gap to a very, very fast driver behind him who wants his win. Yeah, and Vexation and Pixel both have done a brilliant job actually at keeping their tires in check, because I know those softs are not easy to snow sliding at all through the S's, which is key. So Vexation is kind of low on battery though, so it's not going to be an easy pass for him on the back straight, I think. 20%. And 0.8, I think he's too far back on this lap at least, because Pixel will be able to deploy here. He's, of course, on penalties. This is a 5-0 battle, let's say. So Vexation is 6 seconds ahead effectively of Pixel here on penalties. Yeah, but who knows what might happen here. Vexation does want to get past Pixel. He obviously has to put a move on him, and that could potentially cause an incident. And Danny is in P3 right now, and it is his birthday.
Yeah, and he's held on to that 4-second gap up front, so he's not really fallen back either. And Light Cruiser picks another penalty as well, so it's not going Light Cruiser's way today. So Light Cruiser up to 12 seconds, I think. And he has DRS. I wonder if his DRS is broken or jammed or something, because he's not using it still. So
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna hop
Ooh.
back to the leading duo here.
Yeah,
So
Pixel got a really wide there going into turn 1, and that's allowed Vexation to close right up as they head into the S's.
yeah, no way through here though. So Vexation wisely chooses to hang in the behind a Pixel.
And just driving on board with Vexation, it looks like he's got the better car control. Oh, Pixel gets a
Pixel
3 second
gets
time
another
penalty, yeah.
penalty, so this is 9 seconds, 9-0 now for
I know.
Vexation. So
Right, and this exit for Vexation is going to be key. Is he going to be close enough behind Pixel? It looks like he might well be, but they both have similar amounts of ERS. Oh, Light
yeah.
Cruiser's out. Light Cruiser is out.
Oh,
I think it was
there's a yellow flag
the
somewhere on the track.
I think it was the last corner or just before the last corner.
And Vexation makes the moves, or tries to make the move stick, because Pixel fights back actually here and has the inside line for this kink here on the back straight, but Vexation got the inside line, and I think he will make this move stick. So Vexation into the lead of this race, and what a race it has been from him so far.
Yeah, and Moser moved back
1 mark
there
for
with
finish.
Kazi and Ingenio. Looked like Ingenio did get past Kazi for a moment.
Yeah.
But Kazi got that move back, so Kazi is under pressure in the final lap of the penultimate lap of the race. The leaders are on the final lap at the minute. And look how
Pixel has so much overspeed in the turn 1, but I think he's gonna
Ooh,
run very wide
he
here, and
did. He overshot it. Yeah.
not really. He somehow managed to make it stick still. So they're going side by side through the S's on the
Ooh.
final lap of the race. Oh my God, this is
Har-
they've survived, but
that was close.
for a little
Yeah.
while I was very scared there.
Yeah. Heart and mouth moment.
Yeah. So Vexation Pixel actually managed to take that position back. That's brilliant fighting. So they, even though Pixel is 9 seconds down on penalties, he still wants to win on track, even if the penalties are gonna bite back at him for sure.
Yeah, it looks like this will be the last chance for him to do it. Looks like Vexation does have a lot of overspeed here on him, but is it the close in on the apex? Is it going to be enough? He does have the inside line, but we know that Pixel will not give up on a fight, and he somehow gets a better run out there of the corner.
Yeah, making those 11 up old softs work pretty well. Looks like he has good grip on them still.
Yeah, and taking the widest line into the final hairpin there, just to get the better exit run, and looks like Pixel's done enough, and I think Vexation, did he get a bit of lag there actually?
Might have been, but he's just too far back, I think, to beat him to the line. But he will, of course, win this race on penalties. He has 9 seconds over Pixel, so Pixel across the line, and Vexation wins the race on penalties. Danico comes home in P3, and Kossi will manage to. I'm not sure about the penalties on these guys, so let's see. Across the line, Kossi in P4 and Ingenio P5. So Ingenio had 3 seconds more than Kossi. And Smeltino, we've not really seen much of him, but he's a relatively good race and finishes in P6.
Yeah, and Justin with that comeback drive then, he saw that instant with Light Cruiser, P7, not a bad finish from him.
14 laps on soft tires. That's he
Yeah.
did actually make it work, so I think the last laps have not been very nice on those tires. Yeah, his lap times were 39s at the last 3 laps, so. Keyboard Magnussen coming home in P9 without a single penalty, if I'm right, so not too bad from him, I guess. He started P10. And that's about it, I guess.
Yeah, I think Grassi just finished behind Keyboard Magnussen there.
Yeah, so Gratijos in your P10 today.
Yeah.
And also, so Vexation, if I'm right, he's pretty much got everything here. He's also got the fastest lap of the race by 1/5000th of a second, so it was definitely a dominant race from him. And of course, you can see on the scoreboard here, no penalties at all, which is very, very impressive around this track.
Yeah, it kind of
Uh,
makes the driver of the day option pretty obvious.
yeah, it's kind of in a sense it's a little bit boring to choose the race winner, I guess. But he was second on track, no penalties at all, didn't get caught up in any incidents, and I think he just had the best pace of today. So and consistency as well.
Yeah, so
So
only
from sixth on the grid to win the race with the
yeah,
fastest lap of the race as well.
yeah, epic stuff from him. And there's only a handful of drivers there and didn't get any penalties whatsoever. That is quite the feat. It's quite an
Yeah,
achievement in
so
itself.
Taxation, Smeltino, and Keyboard Magnussen, I think. And
Yeah, and
also Cratchy just didn't have anything, so
Paul Burgers as well. Yeah, in P11.
yeah. So our new driver, also a good result for him.
Okay, so there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We will now have a look and see if anybody is brave enough to enter the booth and get a bit of a chat with the commentators. I know Justin is in there, so we'll bring him in and see if he wants to talk to us. Uh, oh yeah, there's this issue. Yep. Okay.
We don't have the rights, I guess, to do that. So
Yeah, so I'll just send Ruben a quick message.
yeah,
Yeah, it'd be interesting to get a word with him and see what his take was. Yeah, there is. Justin, how are you, sir? You're joining us live on the stream. It's myself, Ocean Chief, and Icewind. We're just talking there. We're saying you had a pretty epic battle there for a lot of the race with Light Cruiser, but
Yeah.
and it was all mostly clean. Unfortunately, that last incident then it caused a bit of contact and you lost a bit of front wing. So just talk us through up to that point and what your kind of your mindset was as that happened.
Well, after that lap, I knew that obviously I was going to pit. I didn't know if I should pit for, I, believe it or not, hards or softs. I went for softs, but I knew that really I wouldn't be able to manage them as well as I would if I had hards. Lasting 14 laps with the softs was really difficult. Towards the end, I had 90% wear on every single tire, so I was really nursing the car home. But of course,
yeah,
after the incident, I was mad, and I tried catching up and seeing him spin. I right behind him, kind of made me a little happier. But it was a great race from him, great battle. Disappointed it ended like that because I knew I could have maybe placed top 5, but
yeah. We
happens.
were also on the stream. We were picked it up that you put on softs 14 laps before the end, and I personally know that it's difficult to get them like 10 or 11 laps in the race. So
Yeah.
we knew you were gonna be in for a challenge there, but you made it somehow without even blowing a tire. So I think that's impressive at the end of the day.
Yeah, I was happy with that.
Yeah, but up until that point, like before the contact end with Light, what were your mindset there? Like, where were you aiming to finish? And do you think you could have got the better of Light Cruiser if you continued on like that?
Well, I knew that with the battle, I could have maybe gone ahead of him most of the time because I knew I was faster. I every time he'd overtake me, he was faster sector 3, but sector 1 and 2, I was quicker. And the only chance I really saw to overtake was where we had our incident. And yeah, other than that, I knew I could have got him and pushed on a little bit more, but it was a cut to an end after that, I suppose.
Yeah, well, we caught a lot of the action on stream. It was pretty like there was no quarter given between the two years, but I'd say it was mostly clean until that contact, and it looked like hard racing. I don't think is it report worthy or
No, no, it was definitely just a racing incident.
yeah. It's unfortunate that happened, because we're hoping that would go down to the wire between the two of you. But yeah, good comeback for me. It's like sometimes you see drivers and they would have an incident like that, and they just retire the car, or just give up. But
Hmm.
it's good to see someone continuing on. And we were wondering, whenever you get the soft tire, and we're like, are you going to be able to get to the end? That's a big ask. So good job on that. And were you were you just not pushing the tires very hard then on that last stint?
Well, for the first, let's say, up until lap 21, I was pushing as hard as I can. And from lap 21 onwards, my engineer every single lap would say, "We have a new strategy available." And every time I just said, "No, no, no." And I just kept going. And I knew it was going to be very difficult. Already at lap 23, I was losing the back end at the S's, and I almost did a spin, which could have cost me the race. But I had a mindset. There was Sebi in front of me, who's only 11 points ahead of me in the championship. So I knew I wanted to get some points to try and get maybe 10th place. So I would have been happy with that.
Yep. Well, good job, man. I'd say very good job from you. It was. I'm sure you'll enjoy watching that one back. Apart from that incident, yeah, good stuff from you. I look forward to seeing more of the same going forward.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm gonna move you back into chat if I
Thank you for
can.
having me.
Yeah, no problem, man. I'll speak to you soon. Okay. Okay,
Yeah, and
and
maybe I'll just steal this moment actually because I think we have our champion clear on the drivers at least. I'm not sure about the teams, but it might also be clear on that front, I think. So Kosi, I believe, has clinched the driver's title with this race because he finished P4 and Light Cruiser didn't finish at all. So he gets 12 points on Light Cruiser, and that will put him 60 points in the clear. So I think congratulations are in order. This is unofficial, of course. Somebody with the actual results sheet will have to confirm this, but I think Kosi is our drivers champion in VRL on the very first season of this league.
well, we have the man himself here, so maybe he can confirm it.
Oh, okay.
Yo,
Hey, how's it going, man? So, are you indeed the world champion of VRL?
I think I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I think I need to outscore Ruben by 5 points, and obviously,
And you
due
did
to
it by
the
12.
results of the race, yeah. So, a firm confirmation, yeah.
Yeah, well, congratulations are in order then.
Jeez.
Well, talk us through your race. So, like, it was an interesting one. I was expecting, just based on the fact I've seen your race before, I was like, right, well, he's up front, pole position. He's just gonna win this race. It's cosy, like, but like, it didn't go, it didn't go as planned. What happened?
Nope. Well, obviously, duet qualifying, it was a bit of a mix-up, and I don't think much people did practice on the wet tires. Hence why I think at the end it got really dry. I think I would have took pole. I mean, obviously did take pole, but I would have obviously been much further ahead. I think softs were probably the best at the end, but regardless, got the pole. But the dry is a completely different ball game, and yeah, I started on the softs. Pretty much everyone from the top 5 started on mediums. I just couldn't pull away on the softs, and they just died so quickly. And then yeah, Pixel got me, and from then on I just went backwards. And thankfully, I managed to pit before holding up anyone else. But then yeah, once everyone else pitted for their softs, I was just the slowest car on track really. So. Yeah, happy to keep P4 at least, but because I thought I thought P4 was never gonna happen after 20 or so laps. So
Yeah, you're
not
under a lot of
bad.
pressure at that final stint there. Well, especially the final laps. I think it was Ingenio's behind you.
Yeah,
He was looking like he wanted to put a move on, but you managed to. I think he got past you like briefly one point.
yeah. It was a nice little scrap, but I think uh, at the end, both our tires were dead, so it was. I think he had more penalties than me anyway, so it wasn't really that big of a matter whether I kept them behind or not.
And
Okay.
actually, just to also put this information out there, I think also on the constructors it is clear. So McLaren has won the championship because I believe there are 102 points in the clear from Ferrari, and there's only 2 races to go, which is 88 points maximum for one team. So I think congratulations are in order on that front as well for both of you. Danny is also here on chat with us. So
Yeah.
Wow. I know. I mean, the first third of the season was mad. Ferrari looked like certain winners. Obviously, I know you probably are unaware of that because you've joined so late. But yeah, Haskari, unfortunately, I don't know why. He unfortunately had to leave us. He
His
was
pedals
certain for the yeah, he was certain for the championship. He was incredible. He had an incredible pace. He won 5 of the first 7 races or something mental like that. But then after that, it was really between me and Ruben, and thankfully me and Danny, kept on getting consistent results, and managed to outscore Ferrari, which seemed impossible after Canada or something like that.
Yeah, but the consistency definitely has been the key for you, Cosi, here, because I look at your results here, and your I think you probably did you even start at Monaco? Maybe not. So
No.
so your worst result of this season is P7 from Australia, and then you have like a bunch of podiums and wins also, race wins also. So consistency once again is the key.
Yeah, it definitely is, 100%. And yeah, I managed to be consistent and constantly quick as well. So that's also a bonus.
Yeah, Cosy, and you're representing VRL in the tournament on Friday. So how are you feeling about that?
Excited, isn't it? I mean, I did. I can't remember when it was, but I was on the WWRL, and that was a lot of fun. So
Yeah, I was saying
yeah,
on stream that you were one of the standout drivers from that tournament. But joining you on track, actually representing the SLR this time, is the birthday boy himself, Danny underscores co. Almost forgot how to say your name there. Happy birthday, man! The race didn't pan out as we were hoping for you. You know, we were kind of hoping you'd get the win. You know, it's your birthday. But one thing we did pick up on was you were storing up a lot of ERS, and we kind of figured out by the end of the race that you were doing that to take care of your tire temps.
Yes.
Aha, see, we were kind of wondering, we're going, there must be some logic behind this, and eventually the penny dropped. So, I mean, a great performance from you. You know, you did a smart drive. You did pick up some penalties. It did kind of cost you a bit there, but yeah, for the most part, it was a very solid race from you, man. So, congratulations on that podium finish.
Thank you.
Continuing that podium streak, 5th race.
Fifth. Oh yeah, fifth.
Yeah, and you did win the constructors today then as well. So,
Yep.
a very good birthday for you. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like, just talk us through your race. Like, what is your kind of thinking going into the race, and like, how did it play out? Like,
Well, when we first did like the first start, there was only 2 or 3 on the mediums. But when we did the restart, there was about 4. Then I was like, "Yep, this is not going to go the way I want it to go now." And it just went downhill from what I wanted it to do.
yeah, and you're running behind the Alpha Boy once again for a large part of this race, but you were doing pretty well to keep up with him, keep within that, you know, the DRS range.
I outbroke myself on my in lap, so I lost a lot of time for that lap. And that's why I was 3 seconds behind after the pit stop, which cost me in the end.
Yeah, we did pick up on that. We thought maybe you had, you know, got that, you know, when you go into the pits and you have to try and get the rev at the right point, or else it says gear unavailable. I, I had a sneaky suspicion that might have happened to you, you know, where you just can't get the gear.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a noob move, that one, though. I haven't done that in a while. But yeah, guys, thanks for joining us in chat. Again, happy birthday. Sorry, go ahead, Ice.
Yeah, I have one more question for Danny. So I'm just looking at the standings here, and I believe you are about 16 points away from P2, like Cruiser.
Ooh.
So what are your goals for the last 2 races? Are you still gonna try and challenge like Cruiser P2 on the
oh,
championship?
come on, get a 1-2 in the driver's standings.
Of course I have to. Otherwise, there's no point Mason.
No, you can't do that. You can't finish ahead of the admin of the league.
Okay.
Well, I have.
You should come over to SLR. Make me look good.
Okay. So, but anyway, I think there's still
Shit.
McLaren are gonna try for 1-2 in the championship standing. So let's see what the last 2 races have in store for us. So Brazil and Abu Dhabi is still to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, thanks for joining us on stream. Again, happy birthday, Danny, and we will catch you soon, okay?
Yep.
Okay, I think that's it. Unless you've anything else to add, I think we'll wrap up the stream.
No, just a final reminder. Remember to watch the EGL tournament on Friday, starting at, you remember when?
1930 CET.
1930 it is. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so just a bit
that's
of
gonna be
detail
epic.
on that. Yeah, so we've got the free races. They're 25% race distance. They're all going to be dry. There will be a formation lap, and it's a no assist tournament. So it's only the very elite. And whenever myself and Wimpy and Bants and co were talking about the EGL tournament, it started off as an assisted tournament, and we kind of said to each other, if this is supposed to be the best guys, like why is it assists? Surely it should be no assists. So we did a no assist tournament thing, and we'll do this as a one-off and see how it goes. And it actually had cleaner racing, even though
Yep.
you've got no racing line, you've got no ABS, you've got no traction control. It actually had cleaner racing, so it just shows you the level of the guys that are able to race in the EGL series now is like the benchmark has been raised, and you're seeing a lot of guys from a lot of different leagues, and it's all the top guys. Like for example, SLR, you've got Pretorius, you've got Danico, who we just spoke to there. But you've also got the likes of WoW125 is going to race for SLR this time, and the lead driver for our team will be Kopi, who has won a title in SLR, and I think he's one of those names that everybody seems to know in the racing community. So that's the level of competition. We've also got
The
LOR.
Finnish guys, yeah.
Yeah, LOR coming in, and there's been a lot of talk about the level of that league is like just something crazy. So there's a lot of nervous anticipation about how good those guys are and who they put forward for their team. You've got two SRL. I know Bants actually is going to be racing in this one alongside Terror and Hugo and Speedy.
And you can
And
definitely not count that team out. It's gonna be strong.
yeah, that is strong. Like they won the previous, not the previous one, but the one before that. Yeah, they had a really solid performance. I think that if they can work together well as a team, they'll do really good. And then DMR, of course, they've put forward. They've already did a tournament last time. They did well in it, so they're hoping to kind of go on better and start fighting for the title. And the last one then would be VRL. Of course, Light Cruiser will be representing his league in that tournament, and I'm sure he's fairly confident going into this one. The likes of Kazi there, yeah, he had a standout performance, so I think I'm going to really be keeping an eye on the VRL boys in this next tournament and see how well they perform. So as I said, that is Friday 13th, so only 2 days to go for that, and yeah, until
It's gonna
then.
be the closest one yet, I believe, but I hope so anyway. But definitely the field is. I would say it will be definitely the strongest that we've ever had in that tournament. So
Yeah, a lot of people
join
are
us
a
for
lot
that.
of a lot of people are talking about LOR just walking away with it, but we'll see. We'll see. This is where we
Yeah, it's
really get to see where these leagues, like SLR and 2SRL, where they really are in terms of the skill
yeah.
level, so it's going to be interesting. So tune in for that one
But
Friday.
I don't think anybody's gonna run away with it. Well, of course, it's all down to teamwork and stuff, and who actually manages to make it work. So yeah, join us for that on Friday.
Yeah, I think teamwork is actually a big, big, big factor that maybe gets overlooked a lot by some of the leagues entering into the tournament. And
Yeah, it was definitely one of our keys
yeah,
in our victory last time. So
yeah, and
yeah,
if any drivers who are going to be representing their leagues are listening, why are you watching the stream? You should be practicing the tracks, grinding those tracks together. I think practice is going to be key as well, and practice as a team is even more valuable. So, yes, I'll let you guys get to it, and we'll catch you in 2 days' time for the tournament. Thanks for joining us on stream. It was a pleasure doing the comms again with you, Icewind, and
thank you.
we'll speak
Likewise.
again soon, okay? Ciao.